Hello, so glad to be meeting you all again. Have you ever wondered if you woke up tomorrow and all 8 billion people on this planet simultaneously said no to meat and switched to being plant-based players, what this world would be like? Would this be a miraculous HP Reagan for Earth, or actually just a massive slap to the global economy, making billions of people cry out? Today, we won't talk about going vegetarian to achieve enlightenment, or to lose weight to look tasty. We're going to try to see what a world without meat, without dairy, without eggs, only vegetables and grass would be like. Before we talk about a world without meat, let's look at the bottomless pit of current humanity first. Every year, we are devouring about 360 million tons of meat. To make it easy to imagine, this number weighs as much as about 60 Great Pyramids of Giza, or equivalent to 60 million adult African bush elephants. We have been eating as if there is no tomorrow, and the price to pay is extremely steep. The livestock industry is contributing up to 14.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions, which is on par with all the cars, planes, and ships in the world combined. Every time you take a bite of steak, you're actually lending a hand in burning this planet. You don't believe it? To get 1 kilogram of fragrant beef, we need up to 15,000 liters of water. With that amount of water, an average person can stay clean by showering for 3 years straight, or a family of 4 could use it for all purposes for 1 month. And yet we spend only 1 meal to use it all up. Truly, eat 1 piece of meat, skip bathing for 3 years is a real thing. Damn! Suppose some powerful god presses a global vegan button. Immediately, a great purge begins. First is land. About 33% of the world's agricultural land is currently used just to grow grass and grain for livestock to eat. When we stop eating meat, this entire area will be liberated. We could regreen an area equivalent to the entire African continent. Imagine, instead of smelly farms, we would have vast forests absorbing CO2. The earth then will be cooler than your ex's heart. Second is water resources. The global thirst for fresh water will cool down immediately. Rivers will be full again, and underground aquifers will no longer be drained to irrigate cornfields for animal feed. Humanity will no longer have to fight over a bucket of water, but will perhaps switch to fighting over who gets the last piece of potato. And most importantly, the climate. Cutting 1/7 of global emissions helps us get closer to the goal of keeping Earth from warming up too fast. It seems like going vegetarian is the only way for us not to be literally grilled in the next few decades. When meat, eggs, and dairy disappear, what will you eat? Don't worry, new heroes will appear to save your screaming stomach.
Nice.
First is soy. Soy is the Iron Man of the plant world. It provides all essential amino acids and can transform into everything from humble tofu, crispy tempeh to mock meat pieces with realistic fibers. If you used to think tofu is bland, then in this world, tofu is the absolute pinnacle.
Yeah, boy.
Next is seitan. This is the savior for souls craving that chewy, crunchy sensation. Made from wheat protein, seitan has a texture so similar to meat that if I didn't tell you, you might think you were eating real shredded chicken. And we can't forget algae and microalgae. This is the direct source of omega-3, skipping the middleman that is fish. Instead of catching fish for fish oil, we eat algae directly. It's smart, not fishy, and saves those poor little fish from ending up on a plate. But wait, if we go completely vegetarian, where do we get vitamin B12? This is something found mainly in animals. Don't worry, in this scenario, scientists will implant B12 into rice, cereal, or even your cup of coffee. The world will need fortified foods so we don't become malnourished and faint in the middle of the street.
Yeah, boy.
Don't think everything is just roses and sunshine. A 100% vegetarian world would be a nightmare for the traditional economy. Millions of farmers, fishermen, workers in the livestock, leather, dairy, and animal feed industries would simultaneously be unemployed. This is a logistics and labor crisis of unprecedented scale. Countries like Brazil, Argentina, or Australia, which rely on meat exports, would fall into a state of extreme crisis. Their economies could collapse faster than the way you get rejected by your crush. But every cloud has a silver lining. The collapse of the livestock industry will pave the way for the rise of green superpowers. Countries that hold food biotechnology will become the new tycoons. Instead of raising cows, people will grow meat in labs, cultured meat.
Really, nigga?
With the advantage of tropical agriculture and abundant seaweed resources, Southeast Asian countries could entirely become tycoons, supplying raw materials for the global plant protein chain. Who knows? They might become the richest countries in the world because they own the technology to make super-grade clean food.
Oh my God!
If the whole world stopped eating meat, where would billions of cows, pigs, and chickens go? They cannot be released back into the wild. Because through thousands of years of being raised by humans, they have lost all survival instincts. Releasing a dairy cow into the forest is no different than throwing a kindergartner into the middle of a desert. It would starve to death, or be devoured by predators in a heartbeat. So, what must we do? Keep raising them until they're old? Who will pay for billions of tons of grass every day when they no longer generate profit? The answer is very harsh. We would have to witness the largest-scale genocide in history or accept letting these species gradually go extinct in conservation areas. Well, maybe we should just finish the rest of the meat, then switch to being vegetarian. Going vegetarian doesn't just change your stomach, it changes your head too. Physically, the rates of cardiovascular disease, blood pressure, and diabetes will drop sharply. The global healthcare system will save billions of USD in hospital fees. But the price is that you have to relearn how to eat from scratch. If you just follow pious vegetarianism by only eating grains and green vegetables, I guarantee you'll turn into a walking skeleton soon. Nutrition education will become a mandatory subject from the early years of life. An extremely interesting thing will happen. When we stop eating meat, our gut microbiome will completely change. Studies have shown there is a direct connection axis between the brain and the gut. Consuming more fiber and fermented foods helps produce more serotonin, the happiness hormone. At that point, perhaps humans will be less aggressive, less prone to fighting. Instead of being the predators at the top of the food chain, we will evolve into gentle ecosystem managers. In short, if the whole world went 100% vegetarian, we would have a greener planet, a body with fewer diseases, but we would also face a shattered economy and an empty culinary soul. A mind-blowing fact that few notice. In reality, we don't need 8 billion people to become vegetarian saints. Scientists have pointed out that if each of us just reduced our meat consumption by 50% and switched to more sustainable meats, like chicken instead of beef, Earth would already have enough capacity to heal itself. If there were a button right now, and one press would make the whole world go vegetarian and save the Earth, but you would never be able to eat a piece of meat again in your life, would you dare to press it? Or would you choose to eat a little less to love each other a little more? Please comment your answer below. I bet many of you will choose not to press because the passion for fried chicken is eternal, right? If you found this video interesting and mind-blowing, don't forget to give me a like, share it with your friends who are planning to go vegetarian, and subscribe now so you don't miss the next spicy scenarios. Eat whatever you want, as long as you eat responsibly toward yourself and this planet. Goodbye, and see you again.